Are we all excited? We have one more session. Let's give it up to Ronnie.
Hello? Alright. So, like I said before, I'm Ronnie. I'm a film major, and I'm going to be talking about photography stuff. So in my first photo one class in high school, the first project I had was to bring in a shoebox and make that our first actual camera. And we did that by spray painting the inside of a shoebox black and making sure there was as little light getting in as possible, and then just poking the front of it with a needle, and then using one sheet of light-sensitive paper in the back as basically the film to then be taken into the darkroom and developed. If you could click on that video. Basically what a darkroom would look like up there in the corner is what a picture taken on a shoebox or a pinhole camera, basically what I would have made in my photo class. And that's a diagram explaining why it works that way. Basically, the light-sensitive paper, because light only travels in straight lines, it prints it upside down. That's why in actual cameras there's mirrors to invert it and make it upright. So here are the rules of framing of photography. These aren't really rules so much as just things to be aware of as you're taking pictures. The first one is rule of symmetry. Human brains respond well to symmetry. It looks good, it feels good, and it creates a sense of balance in your images, which is something you always want to go for, because if it feels unbalanced, people have a hard time looking at it. It's not as enjoyable to look at than if it were balanced. That's why in basically any picture you ever see, the horizon is level. If it wasn't, it would feel off, and that's why it's almost always level. The rule of leading lines is a good thing to be aware of. As you see up there, that's a picture I took on my iPhone. I used the lines of the rail and the wall next to me to kind of guide your eye to the building there. And then the rule of leading and headroom is seen there. If your character, this is more for photos and film and movies, if you have a character on the right side of the screen, you usually want them looking to the left side so that they have room and that you can see kind of where they're looking. If he was looking to the right and he was on the right side, it would feel kind of claustrophobic, and you'd be wondering why you're looking at the left side of the screen when there's nothing going on there. I have my cameras here, so I'm gonna show off what I've got here in front of me. So this is the oldest camera that I have. It's my uncle's, and it's from Czechoslovakia. It is a medium format dual lens camera, and I'm not exactly sure how old it is, but it's probably between 40. It was made between the 40s and 50s. There's no electric parts in here, it's all physical stuff. You're basically just looking through the mirror inside of it. This is like your usual disposable film camera that you've always seen. This is the point and shoot that my mom actually used to take like all of my baby pictures growing up, and what's cool is that it actually still works. So I'll take a lot of like point and shoot film photos on here and get them processed and stuff. The only problem is, because of the zoom mechanism where it's able to zoom in and out, there's a little bit of a light leak on it, so a lot of the pictures come out with like a little ring on it. But still pretty cool. This is my main film camera that I use to take most of my pictures. I got it last summer. It's an Olympus OM1. It was made in 1973. And once again, like, there's basically no electric parts in here. It has a battery in it, but it's only for the light meter. It can work without one. It's basically just for making sure you get the right exposure. That's about it. Other than that, that's all that. I actually still have a roll in here from like October. I'm very lucky with like film films because film is pretty expensive. So this is like the most recent camera that I got. It's initially get an 8000 and it takes 3D pictures. What I was going to show was how to edit the pictures from film, getting them scanned, and then taking the 4 pictures that you get and turning them into 3D photos where it like kind of moves around the subject. The way it does this is basically, it's hard to explain, but basically if you have a roll of film, there's generally 36 exposures on it. Because there's 4 lenses, you actually have 2 film negatives that are being exposed by 2 lenses at a time. So for each, I think you only get like 18 photos out of a whole roll of film, which if you thought film was expensive before, now it's even more expensive because you're only getting half of it. Half of it. So, yeah. And then there's another flash that I got on top of it because the effect is a lot more different than one shot. So, yeah. Any questions?
Where can we see your work? Is it posted anywhere or like any Instagram accounts?
It is posted on my Instagram, Ronnie Dinnel. I have prints that you can buy on my website, ronniedinnel.darkroom.com. You can get canvas prints, framed, or just regular print paper. They're good for hanging in your dorm room. But yeah, thank you.
What is your favorite thing you've ever shot, or your favorite picture?
My favorite picture? I mean, I like actually taking pictures on the 3D camera now. It's really fun editing together and seeing the pictures come to life is really cool. And even frame to frame when it moves, depending on how, because it's all about perspective. Each frame actually has like a different way of the light hitting it. So sometimes when it's going back and forth, like if something's kind of sparkling, you can actually see the sparkle as it goes back and forth.
Why choose film or digital? Is there like a reason for a preference?
Yeah, for one, film, even though you're paying each time you want to take pictures with like film itself, the actual equipment is a lot cheaper than digital. I think the 01 was around $250 for the camera, and it came with the lens. I got another lens for it for like $30, which is absurd. If it was a digital lens, it would have been probably like a couple hundred, if not over 1,000. So, yeah, the 3D camera was only like $200, which for most digital cameras is absurd. The point and shoot is from my mom, so I don't know exactly. And then again, this one's an antique. So, but even like if you go into a thrift store, you'll oftentimes find film cameras that are either sometimes are damaged, but you can actually find like good condition ones a lot of times. So, yeah. Thank you.